very warm welcome to you all to the one-on-one set. In the studio tonight, we have with us Laetitia Rousselin. She is a polyvalent artist, and tonight, during this episode of One-on-One, Laetitia is going to share with us more about her passion for art. Laetitia, thank you so much for joining us in the studio of the MBC.
My pleasure. Hi, everyone who is watching right now.
Laetitia, you are an artist, and art is a way to convey messages about so many things, historical, emotional, personal. So, share with us, how did you develop this interest for art?
So it started at a very young age. Since I was at kindergarten, I was attracted with colors, everything that sparkles and shine. And then at school, eventually it develops. And this is how I've evolved as an artist through learning, through trials and errors as well.
So, what is the importance of art in your life? Is it a way for you to convey your emotions?
Yes. So when I can't express it into words, I will rather write it down or I will express it through my art and through different ways of using symbolism and conceptual artwork as well to convey a particular message.
Okay, so share with us, was there actually, a pivotal moment in your life when you decided to follow the career of an artist? Because, sometimes people tend to find art mostly as a hobby and not really as a profession. So how did you decide to follow that path in your career?
I had a choice that I had to make when I was still at secondary. Um, uh, just to say that I also love literature, so I love to write as well. I'm passionate about biology, about most of a subject. But I remember at that time I had to make that choice. It was between choosing the scientific side or the art side, and knowing that I'm not really good at maths. And at that moment, yeah, I knew that it is art. I'm gonna take this journey because I am at ease with art, and I want to point out as well that art, it's not only a subject that we can perceive as an hobby. Actually, it is very difficult
Indeed.
because at university level, when we are studying art, we have a historical perception of what is art. There's the aesthetic, there's the artist, the whole historical background, And this has helped to, forged me, and I'm still learning to this day how to be an artist as
You
well.
really need to be passionate about it, right? It is very innate, something that, it's not like a skill that you can develop, but rather talent that you already possess. Would you say that?
I will say both because I've had the opportunity to teach as well. And I can say that yes, it is a gift from God, it is innate. But if someone wants to learn about it, we can spend time transmitting the knowledge and scaffolding the knowledge as well, and to help to share the basic skills, I will say, about art. So it's not impossible, but it's true that some people are born with it.
Yeah, true. So, what are the different types of art that you actually practice? Tell us a bit about them.
Okay, I'm very polyvalent artist, even though I've been specialized in painting, but it depends on the request. It depends on where I'm going to exhibit. Sometimes I recycle, sometimes I want to do sculpture, I want to work with papier mâché. It really depends. But if I may say, there is a particular technique, there's a particular surface that I like. It is oil painting. So
Okay.
when I've discovered oil painting, I mean, I fell in love with oil painting, with the smell, with the texture, with the vibrant colors. And my particular surface is wood.
Nice. So, how do you try to be imaginative and creative when trying to produce an artwork?
Trying to be well. Um, it's not always easy because sometimes I have the vision of the artwork that I want to do, but it takes time for me. It can take months, but it's still in my imagination. It's just that I'm waiting for the exact time
Yeah.
to do it.
Sometimes it's more difficult to execute it, right?
Exactly.
So what do you do then when you face some artistic block? How do you deal with that?
So then I go back to my laptop and I write because always, passionate about researching as well. This is how I get my concepts as well. And for example, now actually I've been researching on slavery under, African descent. So then I get inspired, and when I take some time off, then I can get back to my painting, and then I'm sure what I can put into my painting. So it's all a process. It doesn't come in a day. Like
Yeah,
it's just that it's not
requires
like
a lot of
tomorrow. Yeah.
thinking as well,
Yes.
research.
Precisely.
Yeah,
It's not that tomorrow I will just wake up and say, "Oh, I'm an artist and I will paint
yeah.
something." I can stay like the whole day looking at my blank canvas,
It may
and
happen that tomorrow you get a new idea as well.
yes, it may change through time, overnight.
I think
Yes.
that's the beauty of art.
Yes.
Yeah. So tell us, do you actually have a specific creative process? Is it like you choose a theme first, or just like to go with the flow, something that you want to convey in your work?
Okay. I've stick to the academic part of it from the knowledge that I got from the School of Fine Art, and I want to say hi to my lecturers as well because they've helped me to understand the process of doing an artwork. I normally make my researches in terms of pictures, so I will gather a lot of pictures in my photo gallery, and that's why sometimes I can't delete because I'm always thinking like, oh, I will need this. I will have to pick this. And yeah, so it is a process through pictures, visualization, and then I spend a lot of time drawing actually because when I do portraiture, it takes me like hours, sometimes 2 days, just to get the trait right. And then when I start painting, it just flows.
So what can we see mostly in your artwork? What is the thing that you keep going to?
I don't have
You
specific
don't have
theme.
one.
Yes, I mean I move with the season. It all depends on the season, on what's happening around as well, the society around the world. What is the demand really?
Okay, so the reality inspires you in some way?
Yes, the reality, as well, what I perceive, because I've had season when I was doing abstract, completely abstract word, where when normally I'm more like academic
Yeah.
into drawing big human figures, but it just depends.
But Laetitia, talk to us about the different exhibitions that you've taken part into.
Um, I've took part in many exhibition. I'm very grateful for the opportunity, and recently I've took part in an exhibition at Phoenix des Halles in collaboration with a group Calm and Karimji.
So how was those experiences for you?
It was, I mean, the joy of meeting different artists and the sharing, the love, and the support that we give to each other to continue on their journey as artists. Even amateur artists, those who um, who have been painting for long. So we are all in this together and trying to make the most of it.
Have you also taken part into, competition that have been organized?
Um, Not really, not really, but I do sometimes do workshop just to teach people, for
To
example,
share your knowledge,
to
right?
share my knowledge exactly.
Yes. So, Laetitia, talk to us about, what do you like to do besides of painting that somehow help to rejuvenate your creative side?
Um, I will use the word rejuvenate. So, so what I do is that I read. So I read the Word of God and then I worship. This is how I rejuvenate.
You stick to yourself and reconnect to your own soul, right?
Yes, yes,
And you're also a teacher, an educator, right?
yeah.
So you teach about art and you even give marks. So in what ways would you say that you know the elements and principles in art may help to make a work more fascinating?
If we stick to the principle, yes, of course, we can use the principle of design when we have to start a painting. But at school level, we have to stick to this, academic side of doing an artwork. But on the other hand,
What do you mean by the academic side?
which means that we can't, for example, propose an abstract. It all depends. But when we are sitting for exam, there is a certain criteria that we have to be able
Yeah,
to attain
yeah.
as a student as well.
And nowadays, what are what important issues are fueling your creativity and your work?
Important issues. I will link it directly to my artwork on African descent. This artwork it depicts the issues that the African people they have been abused by slavery and. Through this artwork, I wanted to convey the message that in fact, we have a rich history, and that probably it dates back to being like kings, um, rulers, and that in terms of a society is just to free ourselves from this slavery, this way of thinking that we are not free, that we can't make it. It's just a mentality that we have to be persistent and just to work to get it done and not to be influenced by any other thing that
So
may
how was
discourage
yeah?
us.
So how was that process for you to work on that?
Sorry.
How was that process, to work on the African Descent exhibition?
That process, I mean, it was quick because I was given only like 1 week, I remember.
Laetitia, every artist has a handful of other artists. They look for inspiration and guidance. So, is there any artist who have influenced you or your work?
When I was studying history, there were two artists that really inspired me. Still now, I mean, they are the old masters, as we call them. One of them is Jean-Dominique Ingres. He's from the neoclassical period, and I love the details that he puts in his painting. I remember one of the painting that really caught my attention was Madame Moitesier, a painting that I really like. And another artist, Jan van Eyck, so he painted the Jan altarpiece. It's a kind of artist who depicted, the divinity of Jesus Christ, and it's very divine. there is something very particular about these types of painting that really inspires me, and still now, because I can get inspiration from the colors that they use, from the amount of details as well that they put in their oil painting.
And you've been in this industry for so many years. You had this passion for art since you were a child. Do you feel that your style has changed over the years?
I will say yes, because I was, very academic when I started. I stick to my canvas, stick to my drawing pages. But through time, I've learned that, for example, I can use scrap materials. And in relation to this, I've got the opportunity to exhibit recently with a group portage hosted by Mr. Krishna Lechuman. And I've been able to work on a completely, different team on activism in, sensitizing for global warming.
Wow,
And what I've been doing is that I've been working with plastics and CDs. And this is very uncommon from what I
indeed,
do
yeah.
actually in my studio, because I didn't add much paint on this. It was an installation with a broken umbrella.
So you'd like to go outside of your comfort zone sometimes too?
I need to, yes.
Yeah. And you mentioned earlier you are a painter, you prefer painting. So talk to us about the significance of your color palette.
My significance of my color palette, I've discovered that normally I use a lot of colors, and I don't know how, but most of the colors that I don't wear as well, but I do use it when I'm painting. For example, when I'm doing a portrait, I will even dare to use colors like pink or purple. So my color palette is very how to say, elaborated. So it's colorful, and one of the
Like dark
colors,
colors,
yeah, but one color which is dominant is the ochre color. That I use for flesh tint, and sometimes I use it just to prime my canva. But I use a lot of colors actually.
very bright.
Yes.
Laetitia, artist, has the ability to raise awareness about certain issues. Like you've mentioned, you did it for global warming and even did exhibition concerning African descent. So is it important for an artist to somehow project the image of responsibility?
Yes, we are. We are responsible because um, I remember that in history we have this triangle called patronage, and the artists were considered to be like the people who are at the top, like conveying messages, working for kings, working for masters, and they were the one who got the opportunity, to be active participant in the society, because I believe that we are gifted. It's not just for us to keep it for ourselves. It is a talent that we need to use to transmit it to others, to tell in images what is happening in the society, what will happen as well. Because we as artists, we are visionaries. We can
Exactly.
see as well what will happen. So we use art in such a way. So we have our role as an active participant in the society, and we should not be, on behind the curtain, because we are important
Always be
as
on the
well.
front.
Yes, we must be on the front line, because I believe that's how we want to communicate our message.
Laetitia, I believe your journey in the art industry hasn't been all rosy. You must have had your ups and downs. So, what were the challenges that you faced, and how did you overcome them?
The challenges, but the challenges actually built me
Indeed, yeah.
for who I am.
That's how you get
So
strong.
Exactly. And the challenge is, I mean, I took it like positively, but it's true that it hasn't been easy at all. I was sleeping like for 3 hours a day, I remember so far. And there was a lot of sacrifice as well. So it's not something that, just happen in a day. It takes time to build your audience. It takes time to know as well what you want to do with your art.
We are actually drawing towards the end of this episode, but before that, Laetitia, talk to us about your future goals now.
So I'm experimenting still with my color palette on, the African skin tone. And this is something for which I'm very passionate about right now. And well, for my future, I hope to collaborate with some of my artist friends as well, and to continue on this journey.
And any message you'd like to share with our viewers who are watching you right now to encourage them to let their creativity flow and pursue their dreams like you've done.
So, what I will want to say is that to never give up and to take the trials as a stepping stone to do better, to stay humble as well, to understand that sometimes we need to learn from our trials and errors, and do not hesitate to start a Canva over. I've had that experience when I painted a 2 meter canvas, and when I wasn't satisfied, I completely erased everything. I put the white paint. So do not hesitate to start over and to try harder to make it better.
Thank you, Laetitia. It was a delight to have you on the set tonight and learn more about your wonderful journey.
Thank you very much.
Dear viewers, we have now come to the end of this episode. Thank you for your time. We hope to catch you next week at the same time, same channel. Have a great evening.